I'm going to bring this in closer so you guys can see it. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, that looks better in my camera too as well. Good morning, everyone. Ellen Sutter of ESP Presents and ESP Book Chats, where we bring page turners your way. Last night's show was rescheduled, and that was a show with Christy Taylor, and it was talking about her novel, Kiss. So that is a reschedule, and we will let you guys know when that reschedule happens. So we put out to be announced. So thank you guys for your patience, and thank you for following us. Again, I'm Ellen Sutter of ESP Presents and ESP Book Chats, where we bring page turners your way. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, stay tuned. We will talk to author C.Y. Murray, and we'll talk about her organization Rosebud. And also we will talk about autism, how it affects the family, the husband, the mother. And we'll talk about that. We'll have a candid talk with C.Y. Murray. And she's known also as Charlotte Marshall Murray. Guys, this is what's coming up on the 26th, and it will be the 24th of August, and this will be our last show. And we are doing our books. We're finishing up the shows that we had, putting out those reviews and finishing up those books. What we do is we do the first 4 chapters, and then we have enough to engage with, and after those, there's no way we can read all those books as fast as that. So we read the first 4 chapters, and then we go back in and finish the rest to give a honest review. So this is what's coming up on the 24th, Saving Becca, and this is confronting female circumcision, sexuality, and womanhood, and this is by Carolyn. We know her as Omoifo, but Ilagambo is her current name, Ilagambo. I keep saying it different. I'll hear it from her, but Ilagambo. I hope I said that right, Carolyn. And we will see you on the 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As said, we got a lot of buzz on this. Males chiming in, want to fight for male circumcision, and we know that that was biblically so done in the Old Testament with Abraham, that covenant, the covenant with God, all males to be circumcised was a covenant. And we will talk more about that, because with the women, this is a different circumcision that should have never happened and should never happen. So stay tuned. Carolyn was one of the young ladies who was circumcised. We'll hear from her voice as to what was going on. Why were these practices done? And we will see. That story will unfold on the 24th. Stay tuned for that. And we're also reading, this is our book of the month. Let's see, we're also reading A Lineage of Grace, and this is by Francine Rivers. This is our book of the month. And we have more books that's coming up, but this is our book of the month that we're reading. And so there's 5 women in the Bible. You have Tamar, Rahab, Bathsheba, Ruth, and Mary, the mother of Jesus. We're talking about their story. Each one is given their own voice. We absolutely love the way Francine Rivers wrote this story. She gave voice and a modern day perspective, and she did not take away from the biblical aspect. She even has scriptures to back her up. And so at the end of this month, we will talk about Ruth's story. So we did Tamar's first. Tamar, you know that she was with Judah. Tamar was married Judah's son, and was very evil, pagan, loved to worship pagan God as his mother did, and God was just done with him. He was killed right away. And then you had Onan, and Onan, he was the second brother. He was supposed to, when the way the lineage goes, if the first brother dies, the second brother is to have his first child to be named after his brother. Onan did not want to do that. He didn't mind having sex with Tamar, but he did not want to have a baby by her. And if you read that story, you'll see that God was not pleased with that. And then Onan died. And Judah had another son, who was the youngest son, Shelah. He definitely hid him and did not want Tamar. He didn't come through on his promises. He just said he was going to keep him. And Tamar got word that he was hiding him. So she dressed herself as a temple prostitute, thereby getting pregnant by her father-in-law. And she is a part of the lineage. She had Perez, and there is a second child. They were twins, and so we talked about that. And then in Rahab, we know she was a prostitute. Her demise was either to be killed or to be a prostitute. So she went with the king, lived in the king's house. She knew that she could not match the king's lust. So she devised a plan. If I'm going to be a prostitute, let me be an entrepreneur. Give me a house. Let me kind of look and see what things is. I'll give you messages on who is trying to attempt to come around and take away our land. And even in that, with her being a spy or send these men, you probably don't look at it like a spy, but she did spy out the land. And she also saw the spies who were coming out, Caleb and Joshua. They were with the spies, and she hid them in her room. You know, there's nothing different about men coming to a room. She was a prostitute. That's not hiding anything. But oh, did she love the God of Jacob, and she heard about it when she was younger, and thereby she asked she asked Judah to, she asked the spies, you know, if I hide you out, you know, what would you do for me? And so she wanted her family alive. And so she put out that scarlet rope, and they came through with the promises, and she was able to be in the lineage. But just back a little bit with her comparison with Tamar, Tamar also got her receipts. Her receipts was Jacob's staff, his signet, and it was just quite a few things. And she made sure she got receipts. That's what I liked about those two women. They both kind of parallel each other. They both was able to really make themselves look far different than what their beginning was. And now we're over to Ruth. So we'll sit back and relax as we unfold Ruth's story. So you guys continue to take a look at that. I will show you guys, I'll walk you guys over to my library. This is my books here. And I'm going to pull out all three of our books that we're going to do. And also, we will be, now Trisha Thomas' books is not here, but we're going to do her book after we finish this. We're going to do Trisha Thomas' book. I will put that link there. And so we will also, this kind of goes up into the history of what we're doing. as far as our history books. So we'll post Trisha Thomas' book there. And also, I'm not the Vanna White as you guys think I am to be. So we're going to do, as I said, Trisha Thomas' book. That's going to be one of our books, which I will put on there. And then we're also doing Victoria Christopher Murray's book, written along with Marie Benedict. So we cannot wait to read this book. This will be on our shelf. It will be part of our history read. Again, Trisha Thomas' book first, and then we'll read Victoria Christopher Murray's book, and that is on our regular reading schedule. After we read, we got 3 more stories to read in our Lineage of Grace, so we'll have that, and we'll go back to this book so you can see it. And we will be reading on December 21st, show you that first so you can have that in time. We'll be reading Daniel Black book, The Coming, and I'll just read the synopsis that's up here. It says, "A powerful and beautiful, this is a work to be proud of." So they call it a national book. It was a National Book Award for the middle passage. I'll give you a little synopsis of this. This is a lyrical, poetic. This is a lyrical, poetic, and hypnotizing. The Coming tells the story of a people captured and sojourned from their homeland across the Middle Passage. And I'll tell you just a little synopsis of that. So that's what we're going to be reading. Also, Daniel Black will be live on Facebook Live with us on December 21st. So this will be a live show, so get ready. I'm showing you guys so you can get your book in time. And we enjoy Daniel Black, so we will have him. So that's part of our history. And we will also talk about, now, Nathaniel Richardson, I know he always he's an orator, and he usually talk about Frederick Douglass and go around and do in our local areas, sometime Richmond. I've seen him speak live. I don't know if he's written this book or did some new edition of this book, but certainly I had got this book when he was, when Nathaniel Richardson was doing one of his orator speeches, and he was at Downing Grove. So we're going to read this, and congratulations to Nathaniel Richardson, because he does a lot of great depiction of the late Frederick Douglass. And also, this is our last book that we're going to have, Child Bride. And, you know, back in the day, they had children who were brides. I'll read a little small synopsis. This is a 14-year-old Nell bears witness to a world that embraces the oppression of women. So that is a little synopsis on that. And this is Child Bride. So we'll see which one we'll do first or second. But this is a part of our history. We always do historical reads and try to keep our, in our book club, we try to keep up with what's going on in the current events of what's going on. Hello, thank you for peeking in. Again, I'm Ellen Sutter of ESP Presents and ESP Book Chats, showing you guys our books that we're going to do. I'll show you this one. This is for our historical read, Child Bride. This is going on our shelf. This is what we're going to do in our historical toward the end of the year. And then also this one here, I'm just going to show you. We're going to do Great Speeches by Frederick Douglass. And as I said, Nathaniel Richardson, he does a great orator depiction of Frederick Douglass. I don't know if he's written this book or if he's did a new edition, but I was on his show when he did this one. And also, get ready. This is going to happen on the 21st of December. This will be with Daniel Black. And we'll talk about this book here. So if you were do the replay, you guys will see us talking about this. And we're also going to do Trisha Thomas' book. I'll put that link there as part of our historical reads. We will also do Victoria Christopher Murray along with Marie Benedict, and we'll talk about their book, The Personal Librarian. And you guys heard a lot of talk about that, so this will be on our shelf to read. As far as I know of, she's not going to be discussing this with us, but if she sees us discussing it and she wants to join us, we welcome that. Yes, yes, yes. So this is what we are reading now. Linda Grace, we are on the Ruth story. Thank you guys that do the replay. You'll see that. And tomorrow, Charlotte Marshall Murray. We know her as Charlotte Marshall Murray, but C.Y. Murray, we'll have her tomorrow talking about her organization, Rosebud, and what she does to the community and all the mentorship that she talks about. And we will also talk about autism. And this brings us up to what we have going on. This is our last show in this month, and we'll be doing our backlog of reviews and finishing our books. Again, what we do is we read the first 4 chapters of the book, and then we read the rest to give a good review. And this book, we're just doing a refresh because we've read this book some years ago, maybe 10 or so, 10 plus years. And we did have Carolyn live here in Newport News, Virginia. We reached back, and I do have some books on hand, a few autographed books, maybe 8 or 10 books on hand. If you do want a copy of this book, it is a hardback and it is autographed. Do take yourself here, say I want a book, and I will mail it to you. But first, I would like for you to Cash App so that you can get your book, and I will mail it to you. So it'll have just Newport News on the top. I won't really put my address, but I will address it to you, and you let me know when you got it. So keep in mind there's some shipping going on, so I don't want to just, hey, here's a book and nothing happens. But if you are interested and really interested in getting a book before we do our show, or you will have it after and you can reflect. So again, I'm Ellen Sudduth of ESP Presents and ESP Book Chats, where we bring page turners your way. If you're an author and you want to be on our platform, do take yourself here. You are not committed to anything, but we'll reach out and you send us your synopsis. If it is a fit, we will move forward and give the application. We are a small business, let you know that up front. We are a small business as well as a book club. Again, I'm Ellen Sudduth of ESP Presents. Stay tuned for tomorrow's show with author C.Y. Murray, and we will talk about her organization, Rosebud. And the last show is Saving Becca, confronting female circumcision. Thank you guys for watching. Ellen Sudduth of ESP Presents, signing off.